Hello and welcome, friends, guests, fellow Catstronauts here with us live on Twitch and whenever you're watching this later on YouTube. I'm Ben, your DM for the evening, also known as MetaMongoose over on the CritCats Discord, and tonight I'm running a game of Spelljammer with my friends and fellow Star Chasers. With me tonight is Nick, playing the Elven Star Druid Rothamir, Caleb playing the Human Psy Warrior Fighter Victor, PB playing the Harengon Soul Knife Rogue Decanawida, and we have a special guest with us tonight, Sasha, playing the Circle of Spores Druid, the Goblin Circle of Spores Druid, Nasha. So, with that out of the way, just a quick recap of last week. You all had been traveling through wild space when you had come across a effectively derelict coconut ship floating in the astral sea. Having met with it, you found that it was full of miniature Thri-kreen who needed your help. They told you, they kind of directed you back to their island, where you found that there was a plant problem that needed some solving. And unfortunately, the plants were too strong for you to kind of hack your way through. But due to the Oantu's quick magics, you were shrunken down, and you got to hang out in their city. And now you're small enough that you can wander through the brambles without being instantly pushed away. While you were in their city, you visited, hung out with their people, met their queen, who was going to tell you about the problems they were having when they were attacked by some plants, some infected insectile folk, and a strange humanoid who has been horribly infested by fungus, calling itself the Voice of the Mother. After beating it back, you learned that the Voice of the Mother is, or was, an adventurer by the name of Gaius, who I guess was sent in to go solve this problem before you guys got here a while back, and didn't come back the same. But having briefly defeated him and his plant and fungal insect minions, you are now resting up and getting ready to head off into the woods in an effort to kind of find what you assume is the star piece that is causing this particular infestation before it encroaches any further on the Oatu city and ruins it forever. So I will move you all into the tower again. When last you had rested, got some good food in you, got all situated, and packed up to head out in the morning, the Queen Ilani kind of requested your presence, asked if Ash could kind of maybe stay behind to help both just talk over some things and maybe do some research into the remains and left notes and things that Gaius may have left behind to see if there's a solution, and also maybe to just help protect the city should he attack again while you guys are out in the woods. But with that, if you have any other than any particular questions you may have for her before you head out, you are free to leave the city and sojourn toward the center of the planetoid in hopes of finding the cause of this issue and putting it to an end.
I think I'm good to go.
I'm also good to go.
I think I'm good as well.
All right. So packing up your things and heading out. It is not long before you kind of leave the beach and head into the woods proper. Everything here is it's a different vantage point, honestly. Being an inch tall, wandering through a jungle, the sticks look like logs. The small puddles are almost shallow lakes. You have to kind of navigate around trickling streams. Leaves are almost, like tents in their size. But as you're kind of wandering about an hour or two into your journey, you come across a strange sight. The first thing you notice is a squirrel. And this is a large monster to you, because it is a squirrel and you are an inch tall. It seems to be not paying attention to you three at the moment, but instead is more concentrated on an acorn that is over here. But it hasn't taken the acorn yet. It seems confused and chittering at some kind of mushroom that is in front of the cap that might be chittering back at it. It's hard to say from your vantage.
Jack immediately goes and hides.
Immediately goes and hides. You are not there. You are so stealthy. It's as if you were not there at all. From your vantage, you kind of see the fluffy tail end of the squirrel.
So I think I'll try to move stealthily over to this log, quote unquote, and try to see if I can get a better vantage point at that.
All right.
Is this like just a bunch of algae, or?
It's like a small rock with like a patch of moss growing on it.
Is there I could try to hide behind that?
Yeah, you could hide behind that, or at least try to.
Yeah.
A stealth roll is if you're trying to hide.
I'm good at that. Is what I would say if I was good at that.
Well, we both kind of did bad.
You hit on the other side from
the
where I am.
squirrel's not paying attention to you, so... Or it doesn't seem to be at the moment. Even if it did notice you, you are the size of a small insect to it, and therefore not a threat. But from both of your vantage points, you see I don't know. Naksha, do you want to describe yourself?
Sure. Little tiny, kind of palish, dark green skin. She's got a mushroom hat, but except it's more of like red with like white speckles on the top of it. And she's got more of a mossy colored cape on there. And definitely has shoes on. Got a quarterstaff in there somewhere too. So, yeah. Just standing there, obviously looking right up at this squirrel's face, and is chittering back. Squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeakity.
The squirrel just looks at you and like chitters, kind of rubs its face a little bit. Deck, Rothamir, Victor, this creature may be having a conversation with the squirrel, or is just insane. You're not really sure which.
Best to go with both.
Oh.
You are very quiet.
Actually, your sound dropped out. Hold on. Your sound dropped out.
There you
Oh.
are.
I missed
Hey, that's
all of
better.
that.
Yeah, we missed most of that.
All we heard was.
Sounded like a Charlie Brown adult.
Now he's getting
Sorry. And we still
still
can't
cannot hear you.
She's just arguing with the squirrel.
Hey, that's better.
I'm assuming that she would be looking around eventually once she's like stopped and like stared, as she's pointing at the acorn and staring straight up at the squirrel.
Rothenmeier, make a perception check.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out if it would be perception or if it would be something else.
We'll start with perception. Two things. One, this is definitely a goblin, but your sized, which is weird in its own way. And two, those are some very dilated pupils. She may be stoned out of her mind.
Well, she is wearing a mushroom and arguing with a squirrel. Let's see, I'm gonna. Would there be like some druidic knowledge check I could make just to see if that could be what's happening here, or if she's just had too many shrooms?
Well, a medicine roll would tell you about her physical condition. Some kind of wisdom roll using your proficiency bonus would be maybe helpful for like druidic knowledge, or some kind of arcana roll. I would accept that as well.
We'll go for the arcana roll first, and then I'll determine whether she's stoned out of her mind.
Okay. No, it's hard to tell. It is either she is casting some kind of speak with animal spell that you are not privy to, or she's just crazy.
So, checking the stones, checking to see if she's too many.
Definitely drug addled.
If you look close enough, you'll be able to see she's got some maybe what looks like potions around her, kind of on a belt she's got. So.
I'm gonna kind of gesture over towards Victor and just like.
Deck, what do you got going on?
I'm trying to sneak around to the other side to see if I can get a better look at her.
Sure. You can see her now much more clearly.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can sneak up behind her without being noticed.
Make another stealth roll.
18.
That is very stealthy. So yeah, you can kind of make it around the acorn without any real issues.
Sneak up behind her and I'll go. Hold on. For my little telepathy bit, they have to be allied creatures, right?
Correct.
We don't know if she's allied yet. Crap, so I can't
correct.
scare. I'll make the connection with Rothamir and Victor for the next 1 hour. And I'll say to them, like, hey guys, I'm on the other side of her. I'm going to try to talk to her.
Careful there, Deck. She might be potion altered of some state.
Oh, like Syndrome?
Yeah,
Possibly.
exactly. Like
Exactly like Syndrome. No.
Gotcha.
Very-
So she's crazy.
Not of her own volition, I think.
Gotcha. Crazy. Okay, got it. I'm gonna sneak up behind her and I'll go. Psst, can you understand the squirrel when it talks to you?
Actually, you hear that from behind you.
I don't know if my mic got. There we go. What?
Whatever.
What? Who said that? What? Where? Yes, I speak squirrel. The
Oh,
mushrooms
that's-
tell me I speak squirrel.
That's so cool. I don't speak squirrel. I speak Sylvan. I speak goblin.
Gobble?
Yeah.
Gobble, gobble. Gabo. It is literally the same thing of, yeah, I know how to speak squirrel in Goblin.
Gotcha. Deck, realizing that someone's finally speaking a language that he knows, he's like, oh my god, he's only going to talk to you in Goblin from now on.
Gabo, Gabo, Gabo. Gabo, 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 Gabo. And I don't know if this is telepathic or not, but she is literally like twirling around in circles. Like, just like looking up and like twirling around, trying to find the voice in particular.
As you're doing this, the squirrel seems to have lost interest in you. Like reaches over, grabs the acorn, picks it up, and then like runs off away.
She'll try to like stop with like yelling, there's a mushroom.
It's unfortunately far too large, and gets away far too easily.
Deck will pop out from behind where the acorn was and go, I'm right here. Like, you don't have to look around. And what you see in front of you is a heron, normally about 3 feet tall. Deck, the right side of their body is white fur. Their right eye is this swirling blue with like gray around the pupil. That's the right part of the eye. The right ear flopped over a little bit. The left side of the body is completely black fur with this stark royal purple eyeball, and left ear is sticking straight up.
Yeah.
And he turns around and goes, hey, so what was that all about?
Can you hear us again? May have lost us.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. We have lost audio.
Does anyone remember the technical difficulty
No, we're
song?
good. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, there we go.
I may switch to the other one. It's the chord is a little finicky, but trying.
Deck is going to say to you, what was that all about?
There was mushroom on there. It was a really good one. It smelled amazing, really earthy, really nice. Anyways, I needed it for beer. She like holds up one of her little flasks, wiggles it around, and what you can see is like the symbol on the the little flask is kind of a mushroom, but it's also got a skull type theme on it. And she kind of shakes it. She says, "That's what it's for. Beer." Squirrels. I hate squirrels, but I love squirrels. Squirrels.
Is it because they keep stealing your stuff?
No, it's because it stole that stuff.
I'm going to say telepathically to Victor and Rothamir, I'm going to say, I think you guys can come over. It seems like she's okay. You don't hear this, Naksha, but Tek will go, don't be startled. I'm not alone. I have 2 friends. They're fine. They're not going to hurt you, I promise. But they should be coming here any second.
Like, digs around and she says, "Why have more?"
Oh, I don't drink. I'm too young.
Say at Deck's
I started to drink.
approval, I'll kind of make my way out of hiding.
Approach my way, making sure that squirrels actually run off.
It's just stupid squirrels.
Oh, I'm sorry. I never actually. Go ahead.
You do that, and she's literally staring off into nowhere. So like where they are, she's staring in between them, the space somewhere out. She's zoned out right now while you're talking.
I was gonna say. By the way, my name's Deck. The human-looking one, that one's named Victor, and the elf-looking one, that one's named Rothamir. They're friends of mine.
Greetings.
Oh. Hi.
Oh.
And you'll hear me say in your ears, I think she might be a little drunk. I can confirm she's a little drunk.
A little or a lot?
Central
can
potion,
also-
or
When you look into her eyes, you can see they are extremely dilated.
I'll walk up in front of you and wave in front of your face.
Yes. What? Butterfly.
First she saw a squirrel, now she sees a butterfly.
And she's a golden retriever.
Squirrel. What were you doing out here?
What are you? What? I wanted to get the thing, and the squirrel took the thing, so I can make more of that.
So you're looking.
Why did you need the acorn to make more of that?
The acorn had the thing that I needed on it. It was a nice mushroom. It smelled great.
well, for a different question, are you normally this size?
Different size.
Actually, you for the first time look and realize it comes to you. You are much smaller than the squirrel was, and much smaller than the acorn was. This may be the first time it's coming to you that this is true.
You always.
We also
Moist is
couldn't
small.
hear some of that.
Oh shit. Either way, it's like it's too much. Just small. She just takes off her hat. Then she just eats some of it. Druidcraft puts it back on. Okay. How small are we? Then she'll
You
look
know-
up.
You know the size of ants?
You're bigger than an ant. You're like an inch tall.
She's like reaching up to measure. She like
Okay,
slowly kind of looks the other hand and and then sees like recognizes a giant leaf and sticks. Oh.
Yeah,
I
about
really
that.
found-
About that small.
Oh, I really found one of those ones, didn't I? Oh, I need more.
I mean, we're out here trying to figure out what happened with all this plant growth. It's kind of pissing off these little bugs that turned us this small, and so we're trying to go find out what's going on and then possibly fix it, and then going back to the bugs, and then maybe they're going to give us something. You want to come with? Maybe we'll find some mushrooms on the way.
You
Yeah.
you do remember
Yeah.
that the villain that attacked the city was very fungal based.
Oh, right. This dude, he had all kinds of mushrooms growing out of his eyes and on his head and on his hands. Maybe his hands. Maybe his back.
Everywhere, honestly.
Everywhere. He looked like a walking. He looked like a walking mushroom. I imagine like if you captured one of them and you just like chopped off a mushroom and then like used it and then waited a little while, maybe one would grow back in its place, and then you have like an unlimited supply of mushrooms.
That's great. But that sounds like something bad with extra steps.
No, it's okay. Back where I come from, it's totally fine to do stuff like that. By the way, Deck is his background is far traveler, so he does some things that normal people would seem quite odd. You might encounter some of that a little bit later.
Oh yeah. So it just no. I'd probably ask for permission first. That sounds like better.
Yeah, it's totally fine if it grows back.
Yeah, well, there's that chance I'm gonna ask because that's the better thing to do. Mr. Sporster, that is enough. You don't need to interrupt my conversations.
Looking where she's pointing.
There's like a small patch of like fungus on the ground.
I'm gonna
I'm
talk to
just
Rob
gonna-
here. God.
I guess I better watch my step.
I just kind of look at that and go, and just nod to myself.
She heads towards the other two, you guys there, and like it looks like she's chasing something that you guys can't see, and she stops and waits, and she looks like she grabs it, and she kind of looks, When do we go?
I mean, we can go now.
Okay, let's go.
As they start to walk away, Deck is going to go over to the fungus area that she was talking to and get his ear really close to the ground and try to listen to see if it responded.
As far as you can tell, it is just a fungus.
Deck's thinking to himself, this lady is even crazier than I am. And then he'll follow.
Okay.
Rothmer pulling double duty on babysitting, I guess.
All right. Well, wandering into the forest some more, you kind of follow a small stream, mostly because the ground there is more level and you don't have to hike up and down as many fallen sticks, because fallen trees as a whole are basically impassable to you as they are the size of skyscrapers. But it is not long after where you come to the edge of a pond. There is a lot of fungus spore kind of like floating in the air. And you look from your vantage, you see that this is a fairly, like, it would in your normal size not be that big of a pond, but in the size you are now, this is probably going to be a several day journey to circumvent this pond, if that is what you wish to do. But there may be other options as well.
Looking around, do we see any leaves or the cap of acorns or something like that?
Sure, make me a perception check.
No.
Deck, you find a single acorn cap, but it does not look like it will float the way you want.
I'm looking all over the acorn cap to see if I can find one of those mushrooms she was talking about.
Okay. Anyone else want to help look around?
I contemplated the idea of trying to freeze our way across, but realized that would take far too long.
It would.
So I will start looking around for something else we can use as a flotation device.
Rothamir, it is very simple. There are some along the edge of the water there, and up on the shore, it looks like there are some large banana leaves that can be fashioned into basically a makeshift canoe. They float. They kind of curl just right, and they sit on the water and kind of float very easily. And you could probably even take some smaller leaves and sticks and fashion like little oars to help get you across pretty easily.
Hey Victor,
yeah,
help me out with these, and I kind of point them towards the leaves.
All right, I will go secure this banana leaf.
And while he's doing that, I'll try to grab some stuff we can use to start making oars with.
Okay.
Do I see
Oh, go ahead.
Do I see any fish do I see the actual fish in the?
Yes, there are. I mean, in your normal size, these would be tiny guppies.
Mm-hmm.
But being that you're an inch tall, they are much larger. And they're just kind of swimming in the water, occasionally coming up and eating little bits of spore that hit the water.
Okay. Can I actually investigate the spore?
Sure. Make a nature roll. That's decent.
This is 15.
This is a species that you are not familiar with. You are familiar with most spores of fungal things that would exist on in the Forgotten Realms, but wherever you are is not there. So this spore has a weird feel to it, and kind of lightly pulses with a little mote of primal energy that you are that is different.
So while they're building the boats, how far away are some of those spores?
I mean, some of them land like on the ground next to you, on the rocks. Some of them are just kind of like landing in the water as well.
Yeah, so she wants to collect the ones that are like by the rocks, and she's gonna collect some of them.
Sure, it's basically like picking up dandelion fluff.
Oh yeah, she's very excited. She's just like sitting there, just kind of like giggling. She's like putting them in, she's like as she's like putting them in the bag.
Okay.
And
You're
she kind of tries to get one of the fish close to her. She's
Okay.
gonna try to make friends with one
how
of
are you going to do that?
As she collects some of the spores, she's going to try to, not very heavy, gonna try to get them out closer to the fish to try to lure it.
So you're just like tossing some of them into the water?
A little bit, yeah. To try to get him closer. Get one of them closer.
Alright. The fish do not seem interested. There seems to be plenty of spores already hitting the water, and they don't go for it.
Okay.
But by the time you're done with that, your compatriots have fashioned a canoe out of a banana boat.
Banana boat.
Okay.
All right.
This looks like it'll work well.
Who's gonna help me paddle?
I
Or is
think
it only one paddle?
I've got two, so it's probably best you and I do that,
Okay.
and our friends help keep an eye on everything else.
That works for me.
Also, don't let that boat get away.
I'm just going to move you onto the boat. I was just moving it out into the water.
Dang it! I worked all of 3 minutes on that boat.
But anyway, so you guys get out on the water. This is definitely going to save you a lot of time. What would have been a multi-day journey is now probably only going to be maybe an hour or so of boat travel. But you get a little further out into the water when a bump kind of moves your banana ship. And kind of causes it to rustle a little in the water.
Peek over the edge.
Yeah, looking around.
A weirdly mutated guppy kind of looks up in the water at the bottom of your boat and kind of like comes up and like gives it another nibble, like a little like a tentative testing nibble at the leaf that is floating across the water.
I'll throw one of my blades at it.
I'm also gonna use Druidcraft on the spores nearby.
Okay.
Try to see if that will distract it as well.
All right. Feel free to attempt to attack the fish monster.
Oh, I wasn't highlighted.
No, you didn't actually target it.
Yeah.
This is fixable.
Yeah, sorry. Going from Roll20 last night to Foundry today is learning curve.
All right. So, Deck, you give it a swing with you throw your psychic blade into the water. It kind of hits the fish, and it like turns around and like flops, its fins, causing a small eddy in the water, which unfortunately, at your size, is a little bit more than a small eddy. I need all of you to make survival rolls to try to keep the boat from capsizing.
Oh.
8.
Oh, that was so close.
I will opt to throw myself off the boat.
Rothamir, good news. You
And
and Noxia together managed, well, more you than Noxia, but definitely not the other two.
I'm heavy. What do you want? From me?
Managed to keep the boat from capsizing.
Hey, well, we're still good. Do I see any damage to the boat?
Not yet.
Okay. Figured if there's anything, I should probably get that fixed now while I'm thinking about it. Or before it
As
gets
you're kind
too
of
bad.
examining the bottom of the boat, it rocks again a little more violently.
On the underside now.
I don't think I should have thrown my blade at that one.
glub glub. We should move fast now.
Paddle faster. I hear guppies.
Yeah, moving fast. Trying to paddle faster then.
Everyone, make me an athletics check to paddle to your heart's content.
Yes.
Victor, you and your goblin companion are the winners this round.
Yay!
And between the two of you, you kind of pull ahead of where the guppy was earlier. And after giving chase for a little while, it seems to lose interest and kind of wanders off back into the water somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. You better run. That thing was scary.
A fin crests the water, coming at you at an alarming speed.
No!
No. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Glub
Glub,
Anyway.
glub, glub.
glub glub. I speak fish too. No, glub glub.
But no, it is not much further into the water when Deck, you're up top. You're up front. Make a perception check for me. There seems to be floating in the water a small island that is sized appropriately for you guys. That has some kind of what look to be like structural ruins built on it.
I'll turn around and yell or say quietly to whoever's behind me. I think there's an island on the horizon. Looks like we might be able to dock there. Looks like there might have been some buildings there.
Worth looking into.
Altering course.
If someone's willing or not willing, she'll climb up on their shoulders and try to look.
You're not going to get much from me.
He's already short.
I'm
So
probably
the
the
person-
brawniest. I'm probably the brawniest person in the
That's
party.
it.
So I'll jump on your shoulders and look around and
Alright.
see if I can see it.
Make for me. You can see it once it's been pointed out. Make for me a nature roll, Nasha.
Let's see. 18 on that. So
While there
17.
do appear to be ruins built onto this island, what you think is like the beachhead areas of the island seem to be made of like a shell. It has like a turtle shell pattern.
Shell. And then she kind of plops down on the shoulders, knocks on the top of the head. She waits for a response when she knocks on the top of the
Victor, in your head, not only do you feel that, but Magnus is like, I think you have someone
what?
wanting
What?
something.
Shell. And she points to the island. She'll say shell really quietly. Shell. And then she'll climb down. In a very awkward way.
Turtle?
Like your feet. Her feet like kick you in the face as she's like climbing down.
Wear shoes.
She is wearing shoes.
Oh, okay. I got taste feet.
But anyway, it is. So you wish to dock upon this shell island?
Worth investigating.
And she'll be like, tie so it never leaves.
Sure.
She like points at the shell. Then we, if we need to. Shell.
You find yourselves on the ass end of a turtle. It is a skeleton turtle. It is dead. But a structural temple seems to have been built on it at one time that has crumbled to disuse. But as you tie your boat to the back of it and look down into the clear water, you can see the skeletal feet of the turtle kind of tangled up in like lake reed, plant life that it's kind of floating and dragging behind it.
Noxia will whisper in Goblin, thanking the turtle for providing a safe space for us at this time.
Beck is going to whisper over to her in Goblin. The turtle's dead. It can't hear you.
Spirit can't.
Huh. Okay.
She just like stands up. She's like, Druid thing.
Gotcha. I'm going to go do a rogue thing, and Deck's going to run off over here and try to hide.
It's like, I'll be right back. I'm going to run off on my own. It's a rogue thing.
Sneaky rabbits.
25.
Okay.
Why is so hard?
Other than that, does anyone else want to do a thing?
Aside from just looking around and seeing what we have here, kind of.
Where would you like to look around? There are many structures here, some in several states of disrepair. To the south of you, there seems to be a small circular building that seems mildly intact. Then there's these steps up that lead to a statue in the shape of the Owantu. Maybe some kind of Owantu queen, maybe not a recent one. And then the broken structure main temple has what looks to be like a little side building connected to it that seems mostly intact from the outside, at least.
First thing I was going to do is take a look at this statue and see if I can, if there's anything interesting about it.
All right. Make for me a history roll. So yeah, this is definitely some kind of maybe you thought early on that maybe it was some kind of Owantu queen, but it seems to be some kind of like nature deity to the Owantu. It is known as the Great Mother.
The what now?
The Great Mother.
Oh boy.
Voice of the mother?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So at which point I will, hey guys, I think we found a temple to the mother.
Oh boy.
But Noxia, you headed toward this little
Yes.
circular structure. There is a door that is mostly closed.
Yes, she found something in the air and she started chasing it, and then she slammed face first into that door. So it's just like, boom, and then she shakes her head and she looks up again, and then she sees the door, so she will try to go in it.
Make a perception check as you go to open the door. Before you, as you get ready to open the door, you hear soft chirping noises on the other side of it. Not avian per se, probably more lizardy. Like not quite like little frog chirps, but something similar.
Chirpy's chirpy. Chirpy. Can she crack open the door and take a peek?
Yes.
She will crack the door open and take a peek. She will then close the door.
Inside is a giant iguana-looking thing, but not like you have ever seen before. Its mouth is more tentacly, and it has a ridge of spines. It's definitely not what you would have run across anywhere in the Forgotten Realms.
It's definitely not it's definitely not a nature thing.
It does have a small nest that it is sitting on. It is the size of an elephant to you. It is that big, and it has there's a bunch of like little heads of similar shape but smaller, more your size, kind of peeking out over the nest, with their eyes kind of looking at you when you opened the door. And the other thing that you notice is when the light comes in and kind of like catches all of the little, there's like 7 little iguana heads sticking out, little tentacle faces kind of peeking out at you. And then the larger one just kind of like looks over at you. But also nestled in the nest is a pearl the size of a beach ball.
Don't go after the shiny. Don't go after the shiny. Don't go after the shiny. She's just gonna be like, slowly closes the door.
Okay.
And then she will try to look around for any other peoples.
You do see Victor behind you.
She will just be like, shiny. But there's a mama lizard.
And I'll whisper to her, "Don't tell Deck."
Can I hear that?
From way over on your side of the island, probably not.
Okay.
There's a shiny, but there's a mom in there. I make them up. Just gonna. But there's a really
Oh,
big
Sasha,
shiny.
you can actually talk. We know you're whispering, but it's hard to hear in your microphone when you whisper.
Well, and she's just like, but seriously, we don't want to piss off the mama. Because she's got babies in there. There's a big shiny. I really want the big shiny, but we can't get the big shiny.
I'm gonna crack the door.
Don't crack the door.
Before I open it. Yeah, before I open it, so.
Oh.
They know we're here.
And I didn't see
Yes,
what I didn't. Okay, so when she opened the door the first time.
You did not see what was in it. You were too far
Okay.
away.
Alright, so.
Lizard thing, lizard mama, with babies. It's got a shiny thing. It's just, no. Big mama. Big. Yes, I know. And she yells somewhere random. In a random direction. I know. I get it. Get it.
When she yells out like that, inside the building, you hear like a little chorus of weird chirping noises.
Look, I don't know if she's crazy or not right now.
Magnus is like, she seems 100% crazy. This does not. But she said there was treasure in there. So I don't know. Treasure's cool.
Magnus sure doesn't know a lot of things.
Yeah.
She's
He
just
knows
gonna.
I mean, you don't ask
casually-
Magnus a lot of questions.
She's
Yeah.
gonna casually go in like a different direction.
Magnus is like, we should get that rabbit involved, and maybe your druid, maybe he can talk to the lizard or something. I don't know.
Here, we'll do this before you. How are we gonna bring it with us?
Bring what? The shiny? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like. She said there was something shiny in there.
All
Probably
right.
treasure.
Okay.
Could you imagine if it was a diamond?
Oh,
And then we had those insects like make us get bigger? Man, the diamond would be huge.
yeah. I was thinking about it. Like size. If size is relative to whatever we bring, that's crazy.
I know, right?
Why don't we just do
Like
this?
all I've seen them giving around is like those little chips of like pearl and stuff, but those are tiny. Like if we grew like to our normal size with like that stuff, those are like, bits of gold here or there, but you bring back like a whole diamond or something and then
I
you make
think
it like the size of like, oh my gosh.
I think if you did it to a gold coin.
Well, you saw the gold coin, right?
What gold coin?
The one that the queen was using for like her chair.
Oh. So like what
Like,
if you?
that was like a full-on gold coin. Could you imagine?
Magic's- Science, like this is science magic. Magic.
Anyway, so you're having that argument.
Yeah. I'm walking with the.
Let's
I'm
see.
walking
Back to
behind
Deck.
the goblin.
Deck, what are you doing?
Just arguing with myself.
Deck was trying to make his way down the backside here
Okay.
to see what was going on with this rubble on the backside.
Sure. You can head that way. You make it to the front of the island where the turtle head is. It is definitely a skull of a turtle, kind of peeking out of the water. But yes, that rubble seems to be the corner of the temple that has fallen and given way.
Is it possible to scale up the rubble?
Oh, very
itself?
easily.
Yeah, I would.
For an adventurer like you, no problem at all.
What do I see inside the temple from there?
So from inside, you see there's a bit of stained glass window on the front of the temple that's catching the light just right, kind of illuminating the area. There's not much roof left here, so there's like light kind of streaming in as well. But there is an altar that has a weird turtle bowl kind of on it that is kind of soaking up the colored light that is streaming in currently.
If I come around to the front side here, looking into the bowl, is there anything special about it? Anything looking at it that I'm like, okay, this is important or of religious significance or something like that?
Make for me a religion roll if you would like to know any religious significance. Yes, this is definitely in a place of honor. There seems to be some kind of significance. The water is a very, it smells clean and pure, even though it has probably been sitting here for who knows how long.
Do I have any empty flasks on me?
Sure.
Probably from the one that purple potion that I drank.
Yes.
It turned me purple. Okay. I will take that flask and I will dip it into this water and then cork it.
Okay.
And then I'll turn around to see Rothamir behind me and I'll go, Rothamir, they got water here.
I'm sure, I say as I kind of enter in. Like, what kind of water are we talking about?
I don't know. You want to try a drink?
I'm gonna look at the water.
It is clean, clear. If you want to make an Arcana check to know more about the water, you can.
I shall do that.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Oh God, I'm wasting them.
So this water seems to possess some kind of a magical purification power. So it can definitely heal, much like a healing potion, but it can also maybe cure some level of exposure to various poisons and illnesses.
I'll take that bottle that Deck handed me last
I didn't
night.
hand you. Oh, Nellis, I got you.
Yeah, and kind of put that into there and get some water into that as well. Deck, you found something nice.
Thanks.
I get the feeling that if someone remember how those guys when they hit the spores, or the spores hit them, they started changing.
Uh-huh.
If any of us has that happen to them, we
Uh-huh.
should probably drink this water.
That's cool, right? Because you got to stay hydrated.
As you guys are having this
too.
conversation, the two of you to the south, Nasha, Victor, what are you up to?
I guess I'm just following the goblin, babysitting the goblin as I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
She starts also sort of talking to herself, where she points in random directions and sounds like she's talking to other people. Meanwhile, she is wandering around at this point, like around the statue. Actually, will sound like, "Hey, fine, we'll go in here," and then.
As you are getting here, let's back up real quick. As you are kind of like having this conversation at the statue and getting ready to head in, and Victor, you're kind of coming up to keep an eye on her. A shadow kind of passes over the grounds, and then a second, and then a third. And you both outside look up and see that there are weird avian monstrosities about your. Well, they're clearly like small parrots, or at least would have been, except you're now an inch tall, so they're bigger. And they have they look different. Here's a view.
Here's a nightmare-inducing photo, like the void. Oh God.
Okay.
They at one time parrots, no longer. They seem to be held together by sinew and fungus, and they kind of flop in. Riding this one is the weird individual. I will show his picture again for those who have not yet seen it. And he kind of like slides off the back of it and goes, "I see Alani has sent more sacrifices to the mother." And then we begin combat.
Yep, there's me using up all those 20s.
Where did it go? Woo!
Hey, Deck, you want to trade initiatives? No.
Actually, yeah. I will swap my initiative with Victor's.
I mean, I don't really see where's the difference, but...
No, it'll make sense.
Alright, sure. I will trade him initiatives. Oh, that sounds really good if you're an assassin rogue, actually.
I will get this fixed at some point, but until then, Deck, it is your turn.
All right, this time I'm actually going to target him. I will target Fungus Boy and throw my first Psionic Blade. Oh, it hits. 4. And I'll throw my offhand one as well. Natural 1.
That one.
Oof.
That one will not. It badly misses.
I will then take off this away and end my turn just outside the building there.
All right.
Now it's time for Fungus Boy.
Yeah, it is. Well, Rothamir, you are the only one still inside with this monstrosity. He's going to move a little closer and attempt to get you. He reaches kind of like pulls like a gooey mess out of him and just kind of like spits it at you. Am I not close enough? Hold on. There we go.
Oh.
Oh.
You failed your dex save. So you get poison sprayed for an amount of damage. The amount being 12.
Max damage.
Good job, poison spray. Good job. This blight parrot will come over. Well, it's already over here at Victor, so it's going to do that. And it's going to get at you with the beak. And then with the talons. But it's going to miss both times. Because that's what we do when we attack Victor. We miss both times.
Always.
Speaking of, it is now your turn.
I will attempt to psionically blast him.
It succeeds its saving throw.
Oh, well, I'll just try to hit it once.
You hit for minimum damage.
There's no other damage like minimum damage.
That's right. Anything else?
Nope.
Naksha, it's your turn. These are not things you've ever seen on the material plane.
Definitely not. So, let's see. I will have her move back.
Know that moving there in that way will cause it to attack you.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, we're gonna stay right here then. And so...
I mean, you can break up that move a little bit if you want to figure out a way to... Just know that if you move next to it and move away from it, it will attack you.
I just didn't realize how close I was. So, like, right here. I'm gonna move right here.
Sure.
Cool. Gonna move right there, and we are going to...
Remember to target the creature.
Think if I remember how to target.
Oh, you hover over it and hit the T button on the
There we go.
the keyboard.
Keyboard. There we go.
There you go.
So let's see. Let's try chill touch on it. Yay!
All right. Well, you definitely hit it.
Yes.
Chillier than it was before.
Yep.
Well, it's necrotic damage. I like that chill touch does necrotic damage because that's what it is. It's not cold.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's pretty much what she's going to do at the moment.
All right.
Besides, I can finish my movement, can't I? Or can
You can. Sorry.
I? No, it's okay. It's been a hot minute. So, bushes. She'll move a little.
You can actually walk through those bushes. They're not
Oh, okay. Because then she was gonna go back here.
Okay.
And we'll call it good from there.
Okay. this blight parrot is going to move over here. See, well, you're hiding, right? You got a 25 on stealth, right, Dak? Or did you just move? You didn't actually hide at the end of that round.
No, I would have to use an action to do that, I think, right?
Then it sees you,
I'm sure it does.
and it would like to introduce you to its beak.
Hello, that hurts.
Oh,
Ow.
hurts a lot.
Ow!
And then it would like to introduce you to its talons.
Yeah, that still hits. That also really hurts. Owie kazowie.
The other one will move over here and do that thing my monsters love doing, which is attack Victor, probably fruitlessly. Missing both times with rolls of 18.
Fired and I missed.
Fighters. They're so hard to hit.
Let's try harder.
Rothamir, I'll try harder. Don't you worry. Rothamir, it's your turn.
I was joking.
I am going to back myself away from. Oh, that's not something I wanted to see there. I'm still focused on our.
Yeah,
friend
you back
here,
towards Deck, keeping an eye on the voice, and you turn and Deck's busy.
Well, we'll see what I can do on this one. First thing I'm going to do is let's have some fun with a guiding bolt, I think.
Well, that hurts.
Then
I'm on.
On the voice. Then I shall go ahead and pop into the starry form. Up. I did that wrong.
You did.
Oop.
There we go.
So I forgot that I have to target myself with that. And now, we'll see how that luminous arrow works. Not as well.
You actually got advantage on it, so roll again.
Ah,
It didn't proc advantage appropriately.
still didn't do well.
But nope, that got it. All right, so you do some damage. Moving us to the top of the chain, Deck.
Very, very scared right now. Deck is going to whip out his. Hold on, to stop targeting this guy and start targeting this one. Deck is going to have the psionic blade appear in his hand after getting raked across the face. He's going to try to slash at the throat of the bird above him.
Oh, you definitely get it.
Bonus action disengage. Run like hell.
It's a smart move.
And then I'm going to try to hide behind the thing, or can I not?
No, because
Okay.
you've already used your bonus action to disengage.
Okay. Well, then I'm standing behind the altar,
Okay,
hoping that it'll give me some kind of cover. I don't know if I would work or not.
that's fair. The voice of the mother is not done with you, Rothamir. He's going to reach his fist out and cast a spell at you.
Ouch.
Ouch.
A greenish ray of energy slams into you, and you take some damage, some poison damage. But he'll stay right where he is, because it seems like a good place to stay and hurt things. Let's see. Over here, the Blight Parrot will finally get to hit. Yes. Finally get to hit, unless you would like to reduce that damage.
I am about to reduce it by 3. By 7.
Oh. Okay, so you don't take that damage. But now for the Talons.
Someone's gonna hit. I will let that one hit. Oh, sad face. Sad face is sad. Alright, yeah, I'll take 11.
Alright, and it is your turn.
Let's try to knock the bird down again. That's all I'm good at.
It succeeded at saving throw.
Let's
Your
hit it with
Jedi
a
powers
sword.
are not strong enough.
Take your 1 more than last damage. Last damage.
Not quite minimum damage. Noxia, you wanna...
Hey,
He's doing a really great job being like a doorstop here to some
there's
blight
there are
parrots, but
2 of them here now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and she's gonna say some very interesting words as she is casting Moonbeam on the 2 and not hitting his character.
well, this one dies. And the other one takes a large amount of damage, but is not yet dead.
Yes.
So what exactly happens here? Like you summon forth a beam of weird mushroom cloud light? I don't know.
So like how it comes down is like there's kind of this like glittering trail of spores that kind of swirls downward, and then it just illuminates, and then this giant light, very similar to those spores before where like it lit up, how it was lit before, but instead of the color that those spores were, these are like straight up like this vibrant purple that just zoom.
One of those blight parrots instantly vaporizes.
Yes.
The other not feeling great.
And she says cantations it's in Goblin, so only one person would understand that, but they presently are busy and cannot hear it. And that is pretty much my turn.
Okay. This blight parrot's going to come over here and try to fit through this hole. So give me a second while it...
Please don't.
See, 15 good enough.
Shit.
But it can only get you with 1 attack.
Oh.
That's more attack than I could handle. Rathamir is down.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Rathamir is down because he's taken about 40 damage this turn.
No!
So, the glowy effect is off.
Well, that happened. Alright. The other parrot is going to start its turn in some Moonbeam, which I believe causes it to take damage.
Yeah.
Would you feel free to roll that damage for me?
Do I roll?
So in the chat box there, at the bottom,
Uh-huh.
there is a line of dice.
Okay.
Moonbeam does 2d10, so just click on the d10 twice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, also, yeah, in the chat where it says where you cast Moonbeam, if you scroll up a little
Okay.
bit, just click on the 2d10 there. That also
Yep.
works.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit roll now.
All right. Take some damage. And it's going to try to do some damage, but fail miserably.
Oh no, it's won't hit.
So that happened. And then Rothamir, it is your turn to make a death save.
Yay.
Roll that natural 20.
How to get? Ooh.
Hey, that's a good number. You're one closer to not being dead. Deck?
Deck's gonna run over here, uncork the bottle of water that he just got out of the little bowl on the altar,
Oh, yes.
and shove it directly in Rothamir's mouth.
All right. Make for me real quick You're going to definitely do that, but just out of curiosity, make for me a sleight of hand roll to see how cleanly you do it. Not very.
14.
That's fine. Roll me 2d4, add 2 to it, and that's how many hit points Rothamir will get back.
Max.
Rothamir, you
Nice.
get 12 hit points back.
Yeah.
Oh no, I already added the 10 in there. Or the 2 in there.
Sorry.
Quiet,
You get 10
quiet.
you get 10 hit points back.
Sorry, I
Four
have to
equals
be
10?
honest.
Also, you splash some of that water on the blight parrot, and it burns it like acid, doing 10 damage to it.
It's gonna go. Oh.
And it screams like.
Yeah, it makes a very angry noise.
Was that an action or a bonus action?
It is an action to administer a potion unless you have a feat that does otherwise.
Bonus
And
action.
as far as I know, you do not.
I do not. And then bonus action, I can't do the blade because I didn't attack with the psionic blade. So
That is correct.
bonus action, disengage. Come right back here behind the altar,
Okay.
and I'll end my turn there.
Seems good. The voice of the mother is like, "Get away from there!" And will target you with the spell, and will apparently crit on you with the
Does the,
spell.
does the altar not
No.
provide cover?
It's a crit. It does not.
I mean, does that...
Um,
Ugh,
well,
it does not provide that much cover.
lots of pain.
I'm down.
All right. Victor, you're alive. The
the
bird in front of you looks much less alive. I mean, it didn't look very alive to begin with, but
trying to shove it away.
Is it now
it succeeds its saving throw again.
is it regretting its on-life choices right now?
Yes, it is.
You do such poor damage.
I mean, that's enough to kill it. So
Alright.
Woo!
Now I will.
there is a moonbeam right in front of you, though, so you may want to be careful how you move through there.
Now you know it's gonna move, so as a reminder, be careful.
Yeah. But I am also going to move this way. Now, what do I see? Because I assume I saw the
So
guy.
you see the back end of Gaius. You also see Rothamir kind of stirring on the floor underneath a giant parrot that's sizzling as if it had been splashed by acid recently. And then kind of like slumped on the wall behind the altar. Deck does not look good.
I'm on turn monkeys.
That is correct. Naksha, it's your turn.
Okay, so I can move and also move the moonbeam, correct?
Yes.
Bonus action.
Just tell me where you want the moonbeam to. By the way, if you take your cursor and just click and hold somewhere on the map, it'll kind of like
Oh,
make a
okay.
little mark. So
Okay,
just tell me where it's going to be. I don't know if I can move the
Oh.
moonbeam specifically, but just let me know
um,
where you want it to be.
The moonbeam, I'm gonna try to get it into the. It's gonna go into the building. I'm just gonna try to have it where it's not hitting Victor. So,
Let's see. You can
'Cause I
move
think
it up to 60 feet, so
Yeah. So, but I can't
35.
see
Yeah,
him
you can
inside there.
you can move it there. Yeah.
I mean, you can still move it and then move it as well.
Yeah.
Like you can move yourself and then.
So she'll move out right there, and then she'll
Okay.
see that, and that's where the moonbeam's going.
So it's going to Gaius.
Yeah, it'll go to him, but we'll put it
Like roughly behind him.
behind him so it still hits him.
Yeah. All right. Do some moonbeam damage.
Yay!
Which is just 2d10.
Yep, getting there. All right.
Bad.
Ow.
And that is
All right.
pretty much where she's going to end because I don't think I can do anything else.
All right.
I don't think I can do healing word because it's not a cantrip. So.
Let's see.
Oh, I did move, but it is concentration, so I'd have to drop moonbeam in order to cast.
No,
it, right?
well, if you cast anything that requires concentration, if you have anything that doesn't require concentration, you can cast that.
Okay, because I will use healing word on what looks like my bunny friend on the ground.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
What will you shout at your bunny friend on the ground?
she will scream in Goblin, "Fluffy bottoms, no!"
So target him and then cast healing word.
Oh, I'm not in range. I'm off
You
by
are
5 feet.
5 feet away.
Oh no.
No.
Well, next turn.
Yep.
All
Sorry.
right.
Fluffy bottoms will still be knocked out. It's okay.
This parrot thinks these two are dead, so he's gonna go this way.
Take the long.
My God.
God showed us mercy. Let us sing his praise.
And then it's gonna like perch up on this tree and look at you both very menacingly because he's out of movement. Rothamir, it turns out you're not dead, as the
Not
bird
dead yet.
believed.
I'm not dead yet.
Well, I mean,
Death.
Well, let's,
You were alive long enough to see that the water that healed you also hurt that thing, and there's a large bowl of it on the altar.
well, I have a problem though. I also see a downed rabbit. Correct?
You do.
I'm gonna have to move myself over here next to him. I can't let him drop.
That's fair.
And we're going to try to do Cure Wounds as a level 2.
Okay. Deck, you get some hit points.
Yay! So it's 12 hit points total?
12 total, yes.
Gotcha.
Oh
Not
no!
dead yet.
Oh yeah, 12. And oh crap! Say about that point, all I can do is try to hide behind, try to take cover behind the altar there.
All right. Hey, Deck, good news. You're not dead.
Or as Deck wakes up, hit Mushroom Boy with the water.
You got it, boss. I will.
And I'll kind of
Just make for me a. Let's see, this is technically an improvised weapon, but you're throwing it, so make me a Dex roll. Adding. Well, yeah, just make a Dex roll. adding your proficiency modifier. We will say that Rothamir is helping, so you can roll again because
There
a
we go.
1 is not the right answer.
Thank you. 19 plus 2, so 21.
All right, let me roll how many doses were left. You splash Gaius with the water, and it just like all the spores just shrivel and begin like burning away. All the mushrooms growing out of him and the funguses, and he's like, "Ah, it hurts so much."
Yeah, take that, mushroom boy. You're not a fun guy anymore.
Unfortunately, he elected to stay in the moonbeam because he didn't expect to lose most of his hit points to a vat of purified water. So if you could roll me 2d10.
Beam, moon, beam, moon, beam.
Sure, that's you.
Me?
Yes.
You moon me,
Oh
damn it.
shoot.
2d10, please.
2d10. My bad.
Beam, moon,
There
beam.
we go. Oh,
Oh.
not bad.
Oh,
Well, if that wasn't the exact amount of hit points he had left, sadly.
Ah!
So he dies. And Naksha, this is your first time seeing the voice of the mother die. But basically, as he dies, his body kind of shrivels away into a pile of decomposed matter, like bits of sticks, twigs, leaves, mosses, that kind of like just slump onto the ground, leaving nothing that resembled a person behind. With the death of the voice of the mother, this blight parrot outside gives a sickening caw and just flies off, ending combat.
Oof. It's fucking weird.
so Dak, I'm not a fan of doing that again. How about you?
Oh, and she'll dismiss Moonbeam. So.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that hurt a lot. Ow.
Just a bit.
Fluffy
Thanks,
bottom.
buddy.
You got it. Reach up and high five.
High five.
Ow.
Ah,
Ow.
oh.
That hurt a lot.
Noxia's gonna take some of that moss
Okay.
and she's going to examine it.
Sure. Make for me a nature or arcana check.
She'll do nature. Just give me a second.
Oh.
The answer is no.
It is some. Well, it was fresh moss until it kind of got burned up a little in your moonbeam. But
The
it's
answer is no.
it's now dry, crisp moss.
She will save some of it,
Okay.
and a couple other pieces that are different.
Find
parts
different
of it.
bits.
Yeah, she'll put it all in the same little bag and tie it. Should be like ingredients for later. She says that in Goblin as she pats it.
Fair enough. Anyone else want to do anything else here?
I'm gonna take a look at that bowl that had the water. It's still in good shape.
For the most part, yeah. It's a turtle bowl, but instead of a shell, it kind of bowls in.
I'm gonna take out the compass and use detect magic.
The remnants of the water have a slight magic that's, dissipating quickly. The bowl itself does not. You think that maybe it is a ritual component piece, but not a thing that makes more of this water.
I was afraid of that.
How much more is left in there?
None. All of
Oh.
it got splashed on a voice of the mother. Arguably, there were about 4 more doses left in there at the time.
Well, good news. I have one more. I have one bottle of it still. Bad news. We don't have any more of it.
Don't you have a vial?
Yeah,
That's why
he
I
has
said
one, and then you used one on him,
Gotcha.
and then the other 4 doses got thrown at Gaius.
I don't know about you guys, but this might be a good time for a rest.
I second that. Ow.
Yeah.
Zach, our goblin friend here that said there was a shiny behind the door.
That's just shiny, look, shiny, yes, shiny, guarded by mother with babies. No.
Like mother, like voice of the mother?
No, mother has babies.
Yeah, that's what makes them a mother.
Big lizard.
Oh, well, you should have said a big lizard.
It's got like this tentacle thingies, and she like imitates that it's got tentacles.
Oh, does Deck know what Cthulhu is?
Just
Not really.
nothing. We shouldn't go in there, although it is.
But you do remember, like, from your stint at Spelljammer Academy, that, like, you remember that illithid you saw in the hallway. It had a tentacle face. The one that was like on the gurney that they were hauling off, that went past you. That thing had tentacles for a face.
And she kind of zones off and trails off a little bit, and she says, "But it," and she like imitates. She's like, "It's like a big shiny." It's a word. Pearl. It's a shiny pearl. Those come from monsters. And she kind of eventually kind of just walks around like randomly.
I'll turn to Rothamir as she walks off and go, she's crazy to you as she seems to me, and I'm pretty crazy myself, but I think she's a little nuts even for me.
I believe she may have had more mushrooms than one should.
He's been giving me a whole
She
bunch.
seems nice. She seems nice, but yeah.
Victor, are you checking out this door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just waiting for just popping my head in there.
Inside, it looks like it was maybe at one time a sleep chamber for whoever lived here. There is like an old bed, a wardrobe of sorts full of rotted clothing, and like a desk that has like a little nightstand and desk thing that looks like it's covered in dust from misuse or disuse.
Hey, Deck, Rothmere, I found a place you guys can take a nap.
Thank you. There's a wall there.
Weird.
There's a door there that leads out the back.
The lighting's weird on my screen.
Yeah, same.
Oh, yeah. It does that.
What time of day was it?
Corners are weird. It's kind of bordering on evening. You guys did a lot of walking through the jungle.
I assume we're taking a short rest.
We might be able to. This might be a defensible position for the night, at least.
Yeah, I think I should probably lay down for a while, longer than like a little.
Deck, make a perception check as you go to lay down.
Ooh, fun. It's always fun to hear. Yeah.
As you kind of like flop onto the bed and kind of like try to get comfy, something kind of like digs into your back a little bit uncomfortably.
Rothamir, the bed's only big enough for one person.
I'm over here, Deck.
Wait, if you're over there, and he'll immediately jump out of bed. What was poking me in the back?
I'll be right back.
It looks like a shard of coconut that has some kind of artistic depiction of a like a parrot in flight, carved in like swirls and stuff on it.
Does it have like? Am I able?
Like, it's about the size of like a dinner plate, but it's jagged edged because it's a coconut shard.
Gotcha. So it's one of those like decorative plates that grandmothers hang on their walls.
Probably.
Gotcha. Rothamir, you look at this. I don't know what it is, and I'll throw it at him.
I'll try to catch it. Just take a look.
I'll hop right back in bed and fall asleep.
Just normal thing with looks like the similar art that they were selling in the city.
Very similar, yeah.
You know, someone back there might appreciate this. I think I'll take it with us if I can easily, but if not, then I will not.
Alright.
There looks like there's a bed of like either rubble or something right here that I went to. I don't
Click
know.
on it on the map
Oh,
so I can see what you mean.
I have there. We go.
Oh yes, I see.
don't-
That just seems to be maybe like a storage shed. Well, not a shed, but like a little storage hole. Like
Mhm.
a little, like if you lift up the bit, it looks like maybe there's like a little storage compartment down in there.
The stuff that's around it, are those spores at all, or is that just rubble?
No, that's like just plant growth.
Okay. She'll grab some of that plant growth, but then she's gonna crawl into that little storage compartment.
Okay. Inside there is like a little cask of what looks to be wine, made of honey.
She knows what that is. And is it just one?
Yes.
She's grabbing it and taking it out, and like coming out of the compartment, she kind of like pops it open, smells it.
It is very sweet.
And she will reach into her bag and like little tiny glass comes out. Little shot glass comes out. She like pours a little bit and tastes it.
It is delicious. It is like one of the finer alcohols you have had in a while.
This is so now she's got like the stoner laugh happening, which is like and she's very happy now. So she kind of drinks that a little bit, and she will offer some to Victor whenever Victor comes back.
Okay.
And then she will kind of trail off, kind of talking.
All right.
That's it. Before calling it a night myself, I'm gonna hop back out here to talk to our friends to make sure of what's going on.
They seem to have found a bottle of that honey wine that you had picked up briefly in the city.
Quick look at it. How many servings does that bottle hold?
Probably about 3.
Ooh. We need to be careful with that wine. It has healing properties.
That's great. No wonder it tasted really good.
It did taste really good.
Yes. And you see she's got like this little collapsible shot glass in her hand. Then she like closes it, puts it back, and puts the lid back on there. Save it for later.
Agreed.
So she's got that in her inventory now. She will agree to save it.
You hear Dex snoring loudly from that room.
Yeah. But anyway, so a long rest is in order.
Yes. If you guys want to take the first half of the night, I'm gonna go in there and do my thing. I'll see you all in a few hours. And then I hop back in and find myself a spot against the wall and do my reverie.
Okay.
Yes, Spartacus, I know.
I think with a long rest, we will leave it there for this evening, so that hopefully when we get back to our final confrontation, the party will be at full strength again. So we will pull you back here. And other than that, hope we all had a good time tonight. Thanks for watching us this evening. Anyone who is hanging out with us this evening, if you like what we do and would like to see more of it, please drop a follow or a sub. From my count, we are exactly 1 follower away from 100 now, and it would be cool if we crossed that threshold. But otherwise, if you're a Twitch Prime member, you do have a free Prime sub laying around. It's free for you and be really helpful to us if you send it our way. Otherwise, feel free to catch up on past episodes of this and all of our other shows on our YouTube channel, or come hang out with us on our Discord. The link should be in the chat here soon. Or you can come, visit us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias linked below. Definitely go check out our penultimate episode of Descent to Avernus from last night. That one went really well, and next week, definitely the final episode, I'm pretty sure. So that will be also exciting.
Yeah, that'll be the final episode of the written content, but the DM has plans for us to continue after.
Oh, that's cool. But we also have Tomb of Annihilation tomorrow.
Or
we don't.
No, Tomb of Annihilation is not going to happen tomorrow, but we wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving as we take a little break for the holiday.
Ah, yes, there's that. But then next week, of course, more Star Chasers as originally planned. And otherwise, thanks for hanging out with us, and keep chasing the stars. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.